Welcome to Grapple FK, everyone. We are covering Curtis Blaydes against Derrick Lewis. So this is the main fight on Saturday night. So number 2 against number 4, 14-2-0, 23-7-0. Curtis Blaydes is a wrestler by background. Derrick Lewis is a striker with a lot of power. Similar height, similar weight, obviously similar weight, similar reach and so on. But I mean, this is a classic striker against wrestler kind of fight. Andrew, what are your initial thoughts?
Well, is it a striker versus a wrestler, or is it a striker and wrestler versus a striker? Because Curtis Blaydes is very, very well rounded.
Yeah,
Of
he
course,
is. Yeah, good point.
he's got those fantastic takedowns from his wrestling background. I don't even know what his wrestling background is, but it's fantastic in MMA.
He's what is he?
It's got to
He's
be
some kind of collegiate champion.
Yeah,
he won like 114 fights or some shit matches.
Okay.
But decent background in wrestling. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say he has to have some kind of collegiate background in wrestling because his takedowns are very quick, very explosive. Like
he also played American football, which, sorry to interrupt, but he also played American football, I think, which kind of ties into takedowns as well.
That does make sense, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's an extremely well-rounded fighter. And when I was researching the fights today, which fight was it? Against Volkov. You know, Volkov is a great striker. Very long.
Yeah, he's a very good striker. Yeah.
I saw some really beautiful boxing from Curtis Blaydes, and I sent you a video of this. And so Curtis Blaydes throws a jab. Volkov jabs at the same time. Curtis Blaydes slips, throws an overhand right, lands clean on Volkov, ducks under, throws another jab, then goes straight in for the takedown. All in this fantastic, beautiful sequence. And that is beautiful, beautiful boxing. And it links beautifully with the takedown. It was
he's very well rounded
piece of fighting. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, we look at who Curtis Blaydes has beaten. You know, Overeem, Volkov.
Everyone apart from Ngannou.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
Like JDS, Mark Hunt, a whole load of lesser-known fighters. And even in that, I haven't actually seen. I didn't rewatch his second fight against Ngannou, but in that first fight against Ngannou, yeah, he was getting pieced up in the second round, but he did have his moments. He took him down. He was landing.
Yeah, he took him down twice.
So yeah, I mean, his losses. I mean, there's no shame in losing to Ngannou, and he did have his moments against him.
No. Yes, Ngannou, right? So 2 losses to Ngannou. We should mention that Derrick Lewis beat Ngannou, but that was a very boring fight, and that was, I think, a period when Ngannou was kind of going through a downward phase, in his own words.
He'd lost to Stipe.
Yeah, exactly. He lost to Stipe.
And I think he froze in that fight. He threw like
he froze. Yeah.
Derrick Lewis 320 or something. It was a joke of a fight.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, I shouldn't just call him a wrestler. He's a wrestler by background, but he does have good striking as well. He's very well rounded. Has the UFC record for takedowns in the heavyweight history and in the heavyweight division. I think he took Volkov I think he took him down like 12 or 13 times in that fight.
Something like that, yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous. He's also, like Volkov's not a wrestler, but he's also taken, Sambo champion, wrestling champions down. Shamil comes to mind, the guy from Dagestan, Russia. Yeah, he's very well rounded, and Derrick Lewis obviously is just incredibly explosive and very powerful. Which is obviously the main danger there is Lewis just, Volkov lit him up for 3 rounds, and then literally in the last 10, 15 seconds, he let off one shot and Volkov was out. So,
yeah. But against these
very powerful
guys. Sorry, Waleed.
Yeah, no, I was just saying he's a very powerful guy.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, as you said in the Volkov fights, Volkov he fucked it up basically.
He did, yeah. He broke his eye socket as well. He had Lewis in a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
he had
did.
him in a lot of trouble. Yeah,
that was very unfortunate. But Derrick Lewis typically has one way to win, and that is that right hand. And for him to win, his opponents typically have to make a mistake. they either make the mistake of engaging with him, or they have to stand still a second too long, or they have to come into range and get caught. If you do either of those three things, Derrick Lewis can win. The question is, at this level, at Curtis Blaydes' level, do fighters make those mistakes?
I think there's a possibility that Derrick Lewis can knock him out. I just don't think it's as high as Curtis Blaydes getting a decision win, for instance. There's
Yeah,
definitely a possibility. I mean, Ngannou knocked him out twice. Okay, Lewis doesn't hit as hard as Ngannou, but he's definitely a very hard hitter. He only needs one or two. And if Curtis Blaydes does make a mistake within the 5 rounds, he could knock him out. There's a possibility there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, if Curtis Blaydes rushes in, he
Yeah.
can get caught. If he stands and bangs with him instead of darting in and out and getting out the way, he can get caught. I think Curtis Blaydes is probably too intelligent to do that.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I mean,
But,
I'm sure Curtis Blaydes will elect to do some striking with him at some point.
Well, it has to at the beginning anyway.
Yeah, to set up the takedowns, and he definitely has better boxing for sure. But I just think I can't see him trading in the center of the octagon with Derrick Lewis. I can see him coming with a jab, maybe a 1-2, but I'm pretty sure he's smart enough to get the fuck out of the way when he does that.
I think he learned a lot from those two Ngannou losses. Yeah, he won't do that. No way. And Derrick Lewis does not. Derrick Lewis has been taken down a lot in his career. One fight that springs to mind is a fight against Ilir Latifi, who's naturally a light heavyweight, who was kind of throwing Derrick Lewis around for 3 rounds. Probably won that fight. It was a very boring fight, very low output, but Ilir Latifi took him down a lot and had a lot of control time.
I remember because I bet on Latifi.
Yeah. And I think I remember that. And Latifi he also has a very good wrestling background, but he's not a big man for heavyweight. He's 5'11".
Yeah, he's a light heavyweight, isn't he?
He's a light heavyweight, exactly. So if Ilir Latifi can control you like that, then Curtis Blaydes, I think, could probably take Derrick Lewis down at will at some point. He'll set it up and he'll get him down. And I think he can just keep taking him down throughout the 5 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, Curtis Blaydes doesn't have the best ground game. If he gets you against the cage, for example, like did with Volkov, he can just hang on you and keep you against the cage. He's very good there. I think in the open, in terms of jiu-jitsu, he hasn't got the best game.
No, they're both blue belts.
Down whenever he wants, basically. I think someone like Derrick Lewis, he can just take you down over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And I don't think Derrick Lewis has got any jiu-jitsu that Blaydes needs to be worried about.
No, they're both blue belts. So I think Derrick Lewis has got 1 submission on his record, and that was very early on. That they've both got mediocre jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
they're not jiu-jitsu guys. And Derrick Lewis has gassed a lot before in the past as well. He's got quite a lot of criticism over that. So if someone who's 265 pounds takes you down 4 or 5 times, there's going to be problems with your power. So I think Derrick Lewis's only chance in this fight is to basically KO Curtis quite early on. Because I think once Curtis gets 3 or 4 takedowns and gets some ground and pound in, I think Derrick Lewis will be very tired after that.
Yeah, for sure. And
He's
Curtis Blaydes does have decent cardio.
Yeah. Sorry?
Curtis Blaydes does have decent cardio.
Yeah, he's decent cardio. He's 29, right side of 30. Lewis is 35. It's just... Yeah. So I think Lewis, there's definitely a chance he can KO him, but from what I've seen from Blaydes, I think Blaydes is a very, very good fighter.
Yeah. I think Blaydes has multiple ways to win.
Yeah.
I think, bearing in mind that Derrick Lewis has been knocked out 4 times, and Curtis Blaydes has knocked people out. I think Blaydes can KO him.
Yeah, same here. More likely TKO on the ground though. TKO for ground and pound probably.
Yes, probably. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think also on the feet, it's possible. I'm not saying
Yeah.
it will happen, but it's possible.
No, it's possible. Yeah, he's a big
Yeah.
dude. He hits hard as well. Not as hard as Lewis, but you can knock him out. Yeah.
He's also got the ground and pound, takedown into ground and pound, you know, in somebody's guard, ground and pound.
Yeah.
Potentially also submitting him.
I don't think he's ever got a submission.
Should we have a look?
Curtis Blaydes. Yeah, I think they're both very low level jiu-jitsu guys. I can check here actually. Has he got a submission? No, he's never got a submission in the UFC.
Okay.
Yeah, let me check Lewis. Yeah, same as Lewis. Lewis has never got a submission in the UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so not a submission, but Curtis Blaydes also has the option of grinding out a decision.
Yeah, he's got a very good gas tank.
Yeah. So just take him down, just wear on him, you know, just exhaust him and just grind out a decision. But I think Derrick Lewis will probably be exhausted before that happens.
Yeah, it's 5 rounds.
Yeah. And Derrick Lewis will either be ground and pounded into defeat, or he'll be so slow on his feet, he'll be static, but Blaydes can just finish him on the feet. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's how the fight will go. But I would be interested to see what the odds are on a Derrick Lewis KO to possibly hedge this.
Let's have a look. Let's think about the overall odds. Who do you think the favourite is?
I think it has to be Curtis Blaydes. Was he on a 4-fight win streak? He's number 2. He's younger.
What odds do you think they're offering on Blaydes?
I don't know, minus 250, minus 200, somewhere around that region.
Minus 300.
Minus 300.
Yeah, oh, so he's a big favorite.
Yeah.
Which I think is fair. I mean, Blaydes is easily the better fighter everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, except for power. He's just got less power than him.
True.
In terms of one punch KO power. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only thing Lewis has got.
Yeah.
So they don't have odds for methods of victory yet. Let me have a look on another site. I only look at one site. Let me have a look at another one.
Okay.
Because it's not a difficult thing to do.
Yeah, let's see what wins they're coming off. So Lewis is coming off. He beat Ivanov. That was a split decision. That was a close fight. Ivanov took him down 3 times. Ilir Latifi fight, I think he lost that. Ilir Latifi took him down 3 times. Although Derrick Lewis did outstrike him. But I mean, I remember watching that fight and thinking Ilir Latifi had that. And then Alexei Olenek, who's fucking 60 years old. Curtis Blaydes is coming off. Justin Wills, Shamil Abdurrahimov, Junior Dos Santos, and Alexander Volkov. And he got KO'd by Francis Ngannou in 2018 in round 1.
Yeah, so yeah, I can't find any methods of victory. But looking at a different site, William Hill, they're offering minus 350 for Curtis Blaydes.
Minus 350.
Yeah. So I might get on Paddy Power and take advantage of that minus 300.
Minus 300, yeah. What are you thinking? Is this a come fight for you?
This is definitely a safe come fight.
Yeah, I don't like
100%.
putting heavyweight fights in the safe come, but I think this one is pretty safe.
Yeah, I think this is safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 90% of the time, Blaydes wins.
Yeah, Blaydes should win this.
Yeah.
He's far more skilled. And he hasn't been. When was Derrick Lewis lost? So okay, Derrick Lewis actually been KO'd more recently than him by Junior Dos Santos.
Did you see that fight?
I can't remember that fight. No.
That was the one where JDS spinning back kicked him in the stomach.
Oh yeah. That was great. That was great. Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah. Then
Yeah.
JDS goes. He's doubled over. JDS comes in kind of tentatively, tries to kick him in the face, up kick in the face, and then Lewis does this, rises up from the ashes, doesn't hit JDS but knocks him down.
Yeah.
And then JDS basically lets him off the hook, not realizing he was done or he was just
Yeah.
scared of the power. But then anyway, he finished him in the second round anyway.
Yeah, I remember that now that you've described it. But yeah, I mean, he's KO'd a lot of people. Obviously, he's got the most amount of KOs in heavyweight. It's interesting. He's got the most KOs at heavyweight. Blaydes has got the most takedowns at heavyweight.
Yeah. So he took down Volkov 14 times.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It also means you can't keep people down. But
yeah, but he can take them down over and over again.
yeah, if they
which
get up
wears
there,
on
I'll just
you.
take him down again. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's taken everyone down. The only person who's taken him down is this Cody East dude. And Alexander Volkov took him down once. So his takedown defense is 33%. But yeah, everyone else, he's just taken them down multiple times. Took down Alexei Olenek 4 times, Mark Hunt 10 times, Justin Wills 7 times, Shamil 5 times. And I think Shamil's a former Sambo champion. Yeah, he's serious. Takedown average 6.98. That's ridiculous. That's actually ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, going on to predictions, I think Blaydes will TKO him through ground and pound within the 5 rounds. I'll go with round 3.
This is a tricky one. I think Derrick Lewis can survive round 1, maybe.
Yeah, I think he can.
Yeah, I think Blaydes gets this done in round 2 or 3. I'm gonna say Curtis Blaydes TKO via ground and pound round 2.
Round 2. Okay. Well, there you go, folks. Stay tuned for more fight picks. And yeah, so we've both got Blaydes for this one via ground and pound. Yeah, we'll be covering a few more fights very soon. So thanks for watching. Please like the videos. Please do subscribe. Take care. Bye.